Mm. Hey y'all, hey. Um, it's Wednesday. Hey y'all, hey. Hey Vicky girl. Vicky, y'all, I'm so used to saying hey to the same people. Hey Alexis sister. All my sisters that be jumping in here with me today and every day. I appreciate y'all. And I think that being able to see y'all, Sister Kim, y'all, I think that this experience and this time with y'all every day really gives me meaning. Like it's meaningful for me. So that's what I was going to talk about today on my bike ride, y'all. And I tell Rob all the time, like my brain cannot stop going sometimes on my bike ride, and I have to stop and like, type it all down. But first, let me acknowledge this dope shirt that my baby girl, one of my earth babies, Darian, sweet little Darian. Darian got me this shirt because she's also my soror, and she sent this to me. It came in the mail. I was like, oh, let me put my shirt on. Okay, so let me acknowledge my cute little shirt that Darian got me. And then let me acknowledge these flowers over here. Y'all look at these flowers over here. So I have this newfound love for flowers lately. And I've been trying to get my man to buy me some flowers, but he won't. But y'all know what? I said yesterday, I told Nia, get in the car with me because these O's ain't loyal. Let's go to the store and get me some flowers. And I went and got my own flowers. So I'm pursuing my own flowers and the blossoming of my flowers. Anyway, I just had to tell y'all. Y'all like my shirt? Yes. Okay. So let me talk about, Chuck. You got to listen to this today. And let me start my timer. So this is on my bike ride, y'all. And it came out of these conversations that I've been having lately. These conversations that I've been having with people about just meaning, all right? So my question to you all today is, can you find meaningfulness during this difficult time? Like, are you able to resource yourself? Are you doing things that are meaningful, right? Are you having conversations that are meaningful? Yeah, Darian, you see my shirt? Are you having conversations that are meaningful? Are you in these meaningful relationships that are rich, deep, and fulfilling? Can you ask yourself, what is my calling at this point in this situation? Y'all get what I'm saying? Because we need to pursue meaning. So as humans, meaning gives us a deep sense of permission to just be who we are, right? And you all know that what deeply touches you, it moves your soul. You know, do you know that? But do you personally, do you sister, do you brother, do you know what deeply touches you? Like, what is that thing that just like sets you on fire, that gets you going? Because beautiful, when our energies are being spent in the right direction towards those things that deeply touch us, we flow, right? It's like we're not going with the flow. We are the flow, right? And we can do that when we go and find that. Now, the opposite of that is when we're pushing against the current, right? When we're pushing against the current and doing things that aren't meaningful for us, it's just like this taskless, pointless, it's taskful, but it's pointless. We feel drained, right? And so I was talking to a couple of my sisters that are just out here in the community and they work. In the past few days, these conversations have come up where everybody's feeling drained. Y'all get what I'm saying? So people are feeling drained, and it's almost like with that draining goes, of course, our happiness. But then with that draining, are we able to pull back? You know how I said like healing requires recognition. So we got to recognize that I'm doing more things that are draining for me than life-giving for me. All right. So it is a difficult time right now, y'all. It is a difficult time. But this is some of the stuff that was coming in my brain this morning. We all have to recognize that you go through something by going through it. So you go through something by going through it. That's just what we got to do. But in that process of going through something, we feel this distress. And when we feel distress, it activates our anxiety, right? And when anxiety is activated, it triggers those formative stories, those things from our childhood. And we can see regression a lot of times. I know I see that with clients. When anxiety is activated, a lot of times it shows up in a form of excessive self-medication. or depending or codependency on others. So y'all think about that. If you think about individuals who struggle with addictions or codependency, it usually is because their anxiety, their stress has gotten to a point that it feels like it's not, they can't handle it, right? But here, I got a resource for y'all. And this is one that I go to all the time. During these difficult times, I got a resource for y'all. We can stop and think. We can stop and think, y'all. Sister Kim, you can stop and think about this. We can stop and think that I have strong ancestors inside of me. So we can resource ourselves. We are equipped, and we can find that equipment within us. And life can be difficult. And in reality, our ancestors went through some difficult times. It was just a different nature. But life has always came with these difficulties, right? Y'all with me? So getting back to the meaning part of it all, right? So finding meaning in all of this. So like I said, I've been in conversation with just some of my sisters just out in the community. And our conversations went around just this struggle of this time. And what are we doing that is meaningful for us? And what are we doing with our energies, our attitudes, our moods when things don't feel meaningful, like how that just drains us and it takes away from us? So in this journey in life, we must find the things that are meaningful for us. So I think about, for me personally, I have to find Seva. Do y'all know Seva? S-E-V-A. So Seva is this word. It's Sanskrit. I was reading your words, Alexis. You said I got that message about ancestors yesterday. Come on, girl. But Seva is a Sanskrit word, and it basically means selfless service. Like, I just know that's who I am. By nature, I'm just a person that just wants to give this selfless service for others. It's just like this, having this compassion and care, this deep compassion and care for others, even almost deeper than what you care for yourself. And in that process, it gives me this experience of meaningfulness. And y'all, I want to make something clear. Meaningfulness doesn't always mean happiness, right? So meaningfulness doesn't always mean happiness. And what do I mean by that? So for example, for me as a therapist, it's not always the happiest situations when I'm sitting with an individual who has put all these emotional band-aids on themselves because over the years they've been traumatized or they've had these bad experiences, and they're sitting before me and all the band-aids seem to be falling off and they are falling apart. Like, that's not always the happiest moments in my life. There's the timer, Chuck. That's not the happiest moments in my life, but what it is, y'all, it is very meaningful. It is so meaningful when I can sit with another and just hold space and see them see themselves. Y'all get what I'm saying? So just take a second right now and think about, would you say that right now you're doing things that are meaningful for you? And I need to make sure I highlight this. Your meaningful can be very different from mine. All of us are so different. Everything, each one of us, the things that we do, it gives us life in different ways. I say that to my students a lot of times when they're thinking about clients and populations that they want to work with. I'm like, think about that group of people that sets you on fire, or think about those things that set you on fire, that give you meaning. Yours will be very different from mine. And in reality, we need to stop trying to walk in somebody else's shoes and do the things that maybe we were told we need to do by parents or family members, but we got to chase our own meaning, right? We got our own journeys to go after. And when we're not in the flow of our stuff, then it feels like restrictive. It feels draining, right, y'all? Y'all get what I'm saying? All right, let's go ahead and breathe, Chuck. It's time to breathe. But we got to also recognize this, y'all. Start with the idea that all humans by nature desire to know. So when I talk about meaningfulness, it is this deep innate part of you that you have this desire to know. And the meaningfulness is confirmed from the inside of you, not the outside of you. It is what's real for you. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's what's unique to you. Only you, right? So, all right. Y'all go ahead and close your eyes. Y'all with me? Close your eyes, Chuck. All right. So with your eyes closed, I want you just to start breathing in and breathing out. And we're going to think about this meaningfulness, especially during these difficult times, and what we know to be true. And y'all can say this out loud with me if y'all want, because I wrote this down this morning and I was like, ooh, I'm about to say this all day. Your eyes closed, Chuck? All right. We get to say, you can say, I'm going to say, I have within me the sources that carried my ancestors through very difficult times. I got that right inside of me. Y'all say that. I have within me the sources that carried my ancestors through very difficult times. I have within me the power of bounce back. I have within me the power of bounce back, right? This resiliency, this way of knowing how to work things out. So we know that our ancestors, they suffered, they went through perilous times. And we do too, but just in a different way. And it's okay. So y'all take another breath in and remind yourself that you have within you sources that have carried your ancestors. And you have within you the ability to ask questions, to know meaningful questions, to take you to a place of meaningfulness in your life, even during these difficult times. To be able to be aware and recognize the things that are not giving you life, those things that drain and deplete you, and you have to pursue your Seva. All right, y'all. Take a breath in. Let's sigh this out. That feels good, right? That feels real good. So, thank y'all for coming to see me on this here Wednesday. And I hope you are looking for meaningful conversations, meaningful situations, meaningful experiences. I hope y'all are pursuing that every day, resourcing yourself. And y'all have a good hump day, okay?